Folks, in my 20 years in the league, those days when I was scouring film, making calls, and connecting dots behind the scenes, I've seen a lot. I've tracked the moves of GMs, the whispers in locker rooms, and the impossible trades that somehow come true when you least expect. But let me tell you, right now, as we sit here on January 22, 2026, an unbelievable reality is unfolding. Something so profound, so game-changing, that I can't even be sure I'm seeing it right. I've got sources, intel, and whispers from the highest levels, and what I'm about to tell you will shake the very foundations of the NFL. Because right now, in secret, a deal is being hammered out that could redefine the entire landscape of professional football. Yes, you heard me right. I am talking about a trade so ambitious, so audacious, that it involves a player already considered a generational talent, and it's happening behind closed doors, hidden from the mainstream media. I guarantee what you're about to hear might just be the biggest NFL trade rumor of the decade. Maybe of all time. If you think you've seen chaos in NFL front offices before, just wait. Because the stars are aligning for a colossal move that will leave fans, analysts, and even players gobsmacked. And here's the kicker. I've got enough inside info to tell you there's a secret still greater than what I've just hinted at. So, buckle up, because what's coming next will make your jaw drop. Before we jump headlong into the details, I need you to do something crucial. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and activate that notification bell right now. Why? Because this story is just beginning. The moment I reveal the full scope of this trade, of the implications, of the plans that are being put into motion right now, the entire NFL narrative will change. If you're not in the know, you're going to be left behind. But if you want to be part of this exclusive club of insiders and football obsessives, then listen carefully, because what I'm about to lay out is not just a rumor. It's the tip of a very, very visible iceberg that will soon consume the league. Now let's set the scene. Imagine a darkened conference room in an undisclosed location, far away from the prying eyes of media and fans. There, a room full of NFL executives, team owners, and key decision-makers are locked in a high-stakes negotiation. And the centerpiece of this clandestine meeting is none other than T.J. Watt. Yes, the T.J. Watt, the Steelers' superstar, the reigning NFL Defensive Player of the Year, a player so disruptive that opponents have nightmares about his relentless pursuit. But what's truly staggering is that this isn't simply about Watt's football talent. No, what's happening behind the scenes is a calculated chess move, a masterstroke that could redefine his career and the future of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's step back for a moment. We all know Watt's story, a Wisconsin native, an NFL first-round pick in 2017, brother of J.J. Watt, and a player who quickly established himself as one of the most dominant edge rushers in the league. Through 2023, he had amassed over 80 sacks in just 6 seasons, earning 6 Pro Bowl selections, 4 All-Pros, and the 2021 NFL Defensive Player of the Year. In the eyes of many scouts and analysts, Watt's blend of speed, power, technique, and football IQ makes him a generational talent, a player capable of changing the outcome of any game he lines up for. But what you might not have fully grasped is that Watt has been navigating an injury-riddled 2025-2026 season. A collapsed lung, surgery, multiple absences. These aren't just bumps in the road. This is a player whose future has suddenly become uncertain, especially considering his age and contract situation. His current deal, and $112 million extension signed in 2021, still has years remaining, but is creaking under the weight of the salary cap and the evolving defensive landscape. The Steelers are watching their once-untouchable star deal with health issues, and with their organizational rebuild looming, the question now is, does Watt fit into that future? Here's where the story gets truly explosive. My sources, insiders with direct ties to the Cowboys, front office, close to some of Watt's advisors, and with access to confidential league trade talks, are now telling me that Dallas has made an unprecedented push. They see Watt not merely as a player, but as a symbol, a cornerstone around which their entire defensive rebuild can be centered. Imagine the synergy. A Texas-sized market, a team with a proud history of defense, and a superstar edge rusher who can instantly transform their pass rush, their secondary, their entire identity. And why Dallas? Don't forget that Brian Schottenheimer's squad is hungry. They finished with a disappointing 7-9-1 record in 2025, missing the playoffs unexpectedly. The new coaching staff, led by Zimmer's return as defensive coordinator, are desperate to turn things around. They've studied Watt's tape, analyzed his advanced metrics, and see him as the missing link. I've been told there's been a flurry of secret meetings, back-channel negotiations, and even some subtle pressure from ownership. The kind of moves that only the top brass can orchestrate when they're plotting a seismic shift. But what about the mechanics of such a trade? How could it possibly happen? Well, buckle in, this is where it gets even more intriguing. I've gathered details on the potential compensation package, the salary cap gymnastics, and the strategic steps both teams would need to execute. For the Steelers, unloading Watt would mean accepting some major draft capital, possibly a first-round pick or multiple picks, plus a hefty salary cap hit. But here's what's crazy. Sources close to Dallas tell me they're willing to offer not just picks, but multiples, maybe a combination of first-rounders, young prospects, and even some future conditional picks, tailored to make the deal work financially. The Cowboys are also prepared to offer some financial incentives to Watt himself, a renegotiation, a signing bonus, incentives based on performance and championships. The idea: to sweeten the pot, to make Watt see Dallas as his new home for the foreseeable future, and to assure him that they're committed to making him the centerpiece of their defense. This isn't just a trade. It's a statement, a declaration that Dallas is back, that they're willing to do whatever it takes to be dominant again, and that Watt's arrival could be the pivotal moment in their long-term evolution. Now, let's analyze how Watt fits into the Cowboys' scheme. Under Zimmer's disciplined 3-4 defense, Watt's role as an outside linebacker or edge rusher is a perfect fit. He's a player who thrives on stunts, blitzes, and using his elite burst and hand technique to get to the quarterback. Watching his tape from 2023, you see a technician who can bend the edge, shed blocks with ease, and disrupt plays in the backfield. His pass rush win rate, according to PFF, is among the league's best, often exceeding 25%. His advanced metrics, such as his QB pressure percentage and his forced fumble rate, make him a worthy investment. Comparatively, Watt's skill set mirrors that of some of the league's top pass rushers like Myles Garrett or Nick Bosa, but with even more consistency and football IQ. Pairing Watt with a talented young linebacker core, and a secondary suddenly becomes a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. The Cowboys' defensive line, already anchored by Quinnen Williams and Solomon Thomas, would flourish with Watt's relentless pressure, creating a cascade effect that could revive their entire unit. But what are the risks? The injury history is real. That collapsed lung, though reportedly healed, leaves lingering questions about durability. The high salary cap hit would test the team's financial flexibility, especially with other impending extensions and the need to upgrade at safety and cornerback. The trade might also upset roster chemistry, particularly if Watt's arrival shifts the locker room dynamics. Yet the upside, a true game wrecker, a pass rush elite playing with a chip on his shoulder, far outweighs these concerns. So what's next? From what I hear, the Steelers are listening. They're not outright hostile to trading Watt if the right offer comes along. The Cowboys are pushing hard, and within a few weeks I believe we could see a domino fall. Maybe during the Combine, perhaps in late February before free agency kicks off. That's when the real fireworks start. Ultimately, this isn't just about a star player changing uniforms. It's about a strategic shift, a bold statement that the Dallas Cowboys are back in the elite tier, that they're willing to make moves that others won't, and that Watt's arrival could be the catalyst for a franchise renaissance. The league's eyes are on this. Rumors are swirling from every corner of the NFL's inner sanctums. And I am telling you, what happens next could go down as one of the most significant, high-stakes, high-reward trades in NFL history. Stay tuned because I promise this story is far from over. When all the pieces fall into place and if this trade happens, it will go down in the annals of football lore. And trust me, you'll want to say you knew about it first. The league is watching, the Cowboys are acting, and Watt's destiny, it seems, is about to be rewritten in Texas. And as always, I'll be here to bring you the latest, the inside scoop, and the truth behind the biggest move you've never seen coming.